Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Aquarius. If Aquarius is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. Okay, let's get started. Okay, knock, knock, knock. Let's see what these tea leaves have to say tonight. Okay. And I hope you all are doing well. It's been a nice warm day here. I mowed the grass. I got some sun. I enjoyed time with my kiddo outside. So I couldn't ask for too much more, right? Okay. I'm just kind of looking at these, checking out all the formations. We're going to pull it down a little bit. See. Okay. So first I want to bring up the card. For this cycle, I chose to use the Jungian Tarot by Robert Wang. And here we have the Six of Discs. This is related to material wealth through hard work or having a life of abundance due to continued and consistent work. Also in the Thoth deck, which if you are returning, you know that I use that more often than anything. This is kind of where my understanding of tarot comes from through this system. And so this is related to success. So not too much different. So I think that really we have the overtone, undertone kind of theme of gain, okay? Success, gain, hard work, all of these things that Aquarius is pretty well known for, right? A little bit. Okay, let's see. Now, I first want to look at these hearts. And I will admit they're a little bit jagged, maybe unrefined, but we have this one here, and then we have this one here, okay? I feel that they are orbiting each other, okay? I get the impression that maybe this is not a realized romantic relationship, but I feel that you are kind of orbiting someone is orbiting you. I feel that you see each other. There's a sense of kind of this mutual interest, maybe a little bit beyond just noticing, kind of covertly, kind of seeing each other across the room, playing it cool. I think that there might be kind of at least a sense of affection. Now, you might be married, you might be in a relationship, you might be uninterested in romance and all things romantic, or single, and looking. I don't think any of this matters. I think, let's be honest, in life, just because we are married or in relationships doesn't mean that we're dead, right? Now, do you, it depends on your relationship, right? And your rules within the relationship. But, and you don't, I'm not, well, I won't go into any of my thinking about this, but, you don't necessarily trespass against your other, but, I mean, it's situation. These are situations that arise in life, right? You find fondness with somebody. You have a friendship. You see things in them that you admire, that, might even bring you, small doses of joy. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think that is perfectly normal. But we do, as I love to say, temper self, right? Control ourselves, make good decisions, at least think out what you're doing, right? Before you, follow through. But I do think that this mutual noticing of one another, I feel like this person seems very impressive to you. Okay, I think there's this sense of kind of, you look at them, their intelligence, their capabilities, maybe even their station in life, or their capacity for kindness, empathy, the things that they're interested in. It could be anything. The way that they speak, their creativity, talent, whatever it is, you find them impressive. And so your interactions are a little bit, I feel like it's exhilarating for you. And I feel like, to some degree, and, I think this is like, first of all, this is why there are things like clubs where people meet to empower one another, or share ideas, or cheer each other on, friend groups or whatever. I believe that, like, when you are interacting with this person, the way that you speak and communicate, and the ideas and the vibes, the feelings, you feel very much in your power when you're with them. They make you, well, they don't make you. Cross that out. You make yourself feel in your power. This person, though, the way that you feel with them, amplifies that. Okay, and I think it's easy to feel confident when you are engaged with them, okay, in their presence. But like I said, I don't think that there's any kind of romantic entanglement. But I think that there is really like a soul attraction. I feel that maybe you are single, or maybe you are with somebody, I don't know, but you've met this person, or you've known this person, you've really begun to engage with them more, and maybe you are interested in a romantic dynamic. I don't know for sure, but what I do know is that romantic or platonic or whatever, there is like a soul attraction. There is a bond there. It almost feels like it's pre-existing. So maybe this is somebody that you have traveled, different cycles with. Almost sat all the way back and just gone off camera. I'm just, a little drink of my tea. I'll tell you what, this is the first time I've mowed the lawn since oh gosh, what, October, I guess. And it wore me out. I thought, okay, this will be fine. I do a million other chores every day. But my gosh, just pushing that thing around, the grass is all thick and you know, kind of treacherous, even though it has only been growing for maybe 2 weeks. But it was full of dandelions. Thankfully, a lot of them just kind of flipped over and they came back up. I always feel so sad mowing them. I don't know. The idea of a lawn seems silly to me, but you know, gotta follow the ordinances. Okay, so let's see. Now I'm gonna turn this because these same hearts also look like, this one looks like a person sitting on some kind of animal. It almost looks like it's sitting on, maybe, I'm thinking of, what are those? It's like a desert fox. It's like a real slender fox. But that's not it. But that's what comes to mind. But I'll say maybe it's somebody like on some kind of pack animal, maybe like a llama or something. But it looks like they're wearing a robe. Okay, and there's kind of almost what I envision as like a halo above their head. Okay, and it looks like they're both going this way, but also looking back, and it almost looks like there's a horn. Okay, and this would be like an actual horn from an animal that would maybe be used as like a tool for opening a ritual or a ceremony. I very much believe that I just feel that this has been a time of a lot of intrigue and mystery for you. I think with this kind of, you know, this kind of courtship, friend courtship, or courtship, whatever it is that's happening, that adds this kind of taste to the soup, so to speak. Soup sounds terrible right now because it's so hot, or it's warm outside. But it adds a flavor to this delightful mixture you have going on in your life, right? And there's a real pull towards the mystery of things. I think you're really in this vibe of, for me, like when I feel like this, I get really into like whodunit type stuff. Not just like true crime. I do love true crime. I mean, I don't love it because it's awful, but I am like an avid true crime person. And I feel a little embarrassed admitting that, but I mean, what are you gonna do? But yeah, I get into these like modes of being like really into mystery and like wanting to solve stuff. And I like those like really kind of campy, old like whodunit type movies. Well, Clue is silly, but there's one, what is it called? Gosford Park. Oh my gosh, that's like my favorite. Or what is it called? The Orient Express, like the original one's really good. Anyways, these kinds of movies. But I feel like this is almost like kind of how you're feeling. There's this kind of, but it's not anything bad. Like there's no, hopefully anyways, there's not any crime to be solved in your life. But I feel that you're looking at different aspects of being and just really wanting to kind of peel up the corner and pull away that first layer so you can start to see what is beneath it. I see that you really have this, there's a spirit of kind of traditionalism. I think that as far as your spiritual practices, endeavors, self-work, whatever religion, if you're religious, there's an aspect of you that is, you like to read the books, you like to read the treaties, you like to read, you know, the grimoires, and you want to follow the steps as they're written. You're somebody who memorizes things and, you know, practices the utterances and the postures and the passes and, you know, these kinds of things. You, you know, go through the process of making everything kind of as perfect as it can be, okay? And I feel this ability to really kind of focus on the fine details is very much alive in your spiritual work, your religious work, your self-work. Also crosses over into your, you know, probably your domestic life, your career, and whatever it is that's going on in your, and let me look at this. I want to look at this. We have here a stag, okay, with the head, the body kind of rearing up here. And so I think that in your physical world, you are also really in this mode of, you're in this mode of whatever project or kind of career. Maybe you have a business or a side business you're working on, or creative project, whatever it is. Or, you know, maybe you are going back to school, or you're in school, whatever you are constantly working on doing more, building, creating the ability to obtain more resources, further your intellectualism, you know, hone your craft, okay? And you have this very, it's a very kind of like virile energy, very alive, strong, just, you know, kind of pulsing with life, and paired with that attention, I really think whatever it is that you've been working on, it seems, because we're looking at the 6 of discs today, I assume that this has to do with career, money, resources, okay? Whatever you have been working on, I think it's starting to gain some traction. I think that, you know, you're going to definitely continue to spend time with it, to care for it. And I fully believe that you will continue to flourish. You know, if you do continue down this path of being kind of married to this thing. I think that this all links back to this person we were talking about that's so impressive and finds you to be so impressive. And I believe that this kind of mutual adoration very much comes from this being able to look at each other and seeing like, oh, that they really have like their stuff together. Like they're really dedicated to you know, their work, their creativity, you know, the things that they are putting out are very, they're, you know, very well made, well thought out, considered, every little thing considered, right? And seeing that in somebody else is, you know, kind of, it feeds into your desire to be better, do better, you know, really baby and grow whatever your project, business, career is. Okay, so that's a good person to have. And I think that, you know, it's also it will be so beneficial to you in the long run, obviously, because you're really building this. It feels, in my mind, I keep thinking this is like a business, like you have a business or like some kind of like side hustle or whatever it is. But I really think that it's gonna hit like a good streak. You know, it's really gonna have that traction. I want to look at this one, and it looks like some kind of bird. And I know from this side it looks like it has a little hat on it. But I'm looking at it, and it just, to me, it kind of reminds me, it reminds me of a pigeon or a dove, but mostly a pigeon, and without the little hat thing, obviously. But I think it's so much about that, like, resourcefulness. People really, like, I mean, when you're in the city and there's a million pigeons, or if you live near like a lake or the ocean or whatever and there's a million seagulls, they can be annoying. Or like where I grew up, there are so many magpies. They were so loud, but they're so intelligent. And we have a bunch of collared doves, and or are they called collared pigeons? I think they're collared doves, but they're so sweet. They're so resourceful. They during the winter anyways, they're in a big pack of them. There was like 6, 7, 8 of them. I can't remember, but unfortunately one got Hawk got it. So rest in peace, poor baby. But I watched them and watched them feed and stuff, and they really are just so resourceful and kind to one another. They're a little bit silly, but they have like a very peaceful sound to them, a peaceful demeanor. But you know that they do for themselves. Like, they look out for themselves, right? And I feel like that's like such a configuration that is so rare in people, where they're super resourceful. They have the ability to seek out like all of the things that they need to make whatever it is work, but they're also really kind and somewhat considerate. You have to be a little bit shrewd in life. I mean, that's just the way it is. But kind and firm and confident in your movements. It doesn't have to always be like dog eat dog, right? So I feel like this is a really special quality that you have. Not something that we see often in life. It's a nice balance. And the thing is, it's authentic. Okay. It's that kind of configuration is often ingenuine, I would say. Kind of a put on, but I don't think so. Not in this case. Now we also have a V. Okay, and it looks like a swan as well. So I wonder if there is a V person that is that feels like it could be like a romantic. Maybe you're married to a V person, a name with a V, or somebody in your life who kind of was your role model, their relationship, maybe your grandparents, parents, a neighbor that had like a really loving relationship. That person, I feel like, is, kind of in your emotional space. Like, you think about them sometimes, think about how they've affected the way that you love and the way that you love and the way that you treat your partners. And that's like a very positive memory, I think. And then I want to look at, this one looks like somebody swimming with their arm, kind of like a, what is that called? Like an overarm, I'm trying to remember what it's not the breaststroke. Breaststroke. Is it breaststroke or breaststroke? I can't remember. I used to swim every single day of my life. I took so many swimming lessons too, just because they were fun. And I'm trying to remember. I know it's the just the over the arms, the like very like basic swimming stroke or whatever. So I don't know what it's called, but anyways, the point is you are swimming, you're cruising, right? You are I'm trying to think. I feel that it seems like all of these things that are happening, kind of just a lot of what I would think are pretty positive feelings, emotions, experiences happening. I feel like they really are connected to, there's a process going on kind of in your psyche, in kind of that unconscious place. I feel like it's because of the water, it makes me feel like it's this like unconscious, kind of almost like swimming, powering through it. But I also feel like it's almost like I get this vision of like somebody kind of in like at the shore and on the beach, kind of kneeling down, looking into this kind of real black, like endless ocean, right? And kind of pulling out some kind of like an orb, like some kind of stone maybe, but something that is arising from your unconscious, that's becoming, and I think all of this is related to that, but I think it's kind of the precursor to like your next thing that you're going to be processing through. Something is going to be coming up. It doesn't mean that it's like a negative thing. It's just kind of in life, as we go through our different seasons and rites of passage and archetypes and, you know, whatever, these different things that we work through, we live through, we experience, they arise, you know, sometimes 10 at once, sometimes nothing for a while, and then, you know, sometimes it's kind of one at a time. And so I think something will be arising, and this will be, I don't know what it will be related to, but it is the precursor to it is kind of all of this success in your career right now, your whatever, however you're making money, or you know, a business side hustle, your creative endeavors, success in possibly your love life, but more than that, just in relating to another human being, feeling seen, feeling heard, probably. You know, somebody who is witnessing you, okay? And, you know, that's something that feels special. So maybe, you know, a friendship, a deep friendship arising. And then also in your own spiritual work, there with this, I feel it's very much a success in the feeling that you're very curious, very have this, you know, drive, this ambition to kind of go deeper and, you know, kind of look into things that you are experiencing, possibly dreams, synchronicities, things that you are experiencing in your daily life, maybe. I don't know. But I do see you kind of swimming through that. And then I also want to note that we have this little owl, which I think is, well, and we have another owl here. So we have two owls, and I feel that those very much relate to the watcher. And so I feel that you have some kind of intelligence, or maybe a loved one who's passed. Maybe this has to do with that V person that we talked about, but very much in your life with you, okay? In kind of a, you know, supernatural or spiritual or something like this, okay? So, you know, maybe talk to them. Let them know you know they're there. Let's see. Okay. So, I do see this kind of lone tower. I don't think that this is necessarily a tower moment. As we know, the tower card usually means that some issue is going to arise in your life. And I'm putting this on as I'm talking, sorry. But I feel that this might be related to that thing that's going to be coming up. I don't feel that, because there's no flames or anything, it's just kind of a lone tower in like a very kind of isolated landscape. I feel that this might be a tower that you get to infiltrate yourself, and you get to demolish yourself if you so choose. This is not something that's necessarily going to be set on fire or set itself on fire without any kind of control on your part. So that's good news. You know, but of course, I think it's always important that we burn down those damn towers when we have the opportunity. And we process, you know, we gather up the ashes, and we, you know, either cast them into that sea, or we can swallow them and transmute them. Okay. I'm not really into just leaving those kind of, you know, isolated buildings out there in the spirit, or in the interior landscape. And I like to see what's in them. I like to crawl through them and find every little detail if I can. So maybe, you know, maybe that will be something that you find useful. But there's nothing wrong with, you know, just kind of getting on your horse and riding on past it. You know, so, all right. That is our reading tonight, Aquarius. I thank you so much for the time you have given me and shared with me. And I hope that these insights find you well. If you would be so kind as to like the video, it helps me get into the algorithm. It's helping grow the channel. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next videos are coming out. Other than that, if you think you'd like to comment, you should. I love hearing from each and every one of you. Little tiny comments or really long ones, I love all of them. So I thank you, and we will talk again very soon.